On my way to Hopkins International Airport in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, many of you will know the little snafu this week. I made a mistake, and I thought that I had the world by the butt. I was going to race the horses in the meadows, go to the Pittsburgh airport, fly to Chicago, race the horses in Chicago, get up the next day, and back to Pittsburgh. A few little hiccups. One, I forgot they started at 5 o'clock on Fridays at the Meadows, so that meant I couldn't drive at both places. I thought it was important that I come out here and try to get a look at GJ's ATM mechanically. How does he feel? How is he? Hook both him and Rosita's Dream up for their races tonight. And then once that's done, hopefully it's done. I'd like to see them both race well and then say, Mr. Eaton, here's the horses. If I can come out, I'll come out, and if I can't, list the best driver type thing. So that's where we're at with today. I thought today was important to go out there. I know I'm going to miss Horn Player. It's really bugging me. I'm super excited to watch her race. If you guys know what I think of, you've heard me talk about Spitfire Overseas and how important it was to get him on track, and how I need to be here, and we're going to train Carter Michael Dio a little bit tomorrow. Want to get him on track. Horn Player's along the same lines. I'm not worried about her brakes. I mean, her brake was mostly caused by wind, to be honest. I think in her first start, which is a new one and a very rare one, but it is one. It was undoubtedly why she made a break. When the wind hit her in the face that night, she got all out of gear, and then I kicked the earplugs and tapped her on the tail, and all of that cascaded, and she just lost herself, knuckled over, and made a break. So I don't think that will happen. She's trained fantastic at the farm since then. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. She should be plenty tight to do well tonight. So I'm excited to see her race. I appreciate everybody, the messages, and if I missed an email or a question, please just resend it or forward it to me or give me a call. This is a time of year when so much is going on. I have to be focused on the horses. I have to be focused on what's going on. And, I get up today and opened my emails and did all my emails and scrolled down just to make sure I didn't miss one. I didn't miss one. I missed about 15 that were down about 50 emails, and that could have been just from yesterday afternoon. I started responding to them all, and this time of year I'm going to continue to say, if you haven't heard back from me in, say, 24 hours, just drop me another note. Say, hey, did you have an answer for this question, or what were your thoughts on this particular issue? Because quite frankly, with everything going on, I could miss one. It bothers me to say that, but you guys know how hot we run this time of year. We try to be everywhere, and I try to be everywhere for everybody, and obviously that's impossible sometimes, but we do the best we can. So with that said, that should go without saying. I know, I'm sure there's no one out there that was angry or upset, but at the same time, I would like to keep it that way. So as I said, if you haven't heard back from me, maybe just drop me another line or call me or text me or anything, just to say, hey, did you get a chance to answer this? So we had some horses race yesterday. Obviously, we've been very, very spoiled, I think, when it comes to this year and how the horses have done. I had somebody send me a message and say, oh, this horse didn't race as good, or this horse. I mean, this is the time of year, too, where we have to manage our expectations, right? Even me. You guys know how I feel about Enzo Aguayo and how much I like him and how good I think he is and was. His liver is really bothering him. It's been a problem. We're trying to work our way through it. But he didn't race very good last night. Was he flat? Was he short? Was it his liver? He scoped a little bit of mucus and some pimples. Was that causing it? But realistically, I have to be tempered too. Just because I want him to go out and win in 55 doesn't mean he's able, capable, or will. And this is that time of year, right? This is the time of year we get to look at the horses and say, I wish this horse had, like, perfect example, Silent Assassin made 2 breaks. The first one certainly wasn't her fault. The one the other day, I don't know what happened with her. We're trying to get her back on track. Enzo, another one. You have a horse like Gandalf. Well, I'm like, he went from being one of the worst horses we've trained in recent memory to better. You could tell he wanted to try. So as soon as I felt him wanting to be a better horse, I'm going to protect him. Because I'm going to go to bat for those horses every day. But still makes those little breaks. Made a couple of them, was rough in the qualifier. Was a little bit better. I was shocked. I'm watching Dougie leave with him last night, and I'm like, there's a turn coming, like right now. And he just went right through it. I couldn't believe it. The horse is getting better, and at the same token, you get a horse like Olchek, who's a nice colt. Also a nice colt. Just didn't get a great trip. Got jammed up in the last turn behind a stopping horse, and really didn't get his momentum going again, and was 6th. It happens. And you get a horse like Chocolate for Lunch, who I didn't know what the hell she was, to be honest. I wasn't impressed with her, and then she goes out and wins her first start. You never know. And I got a great note from somebody saying, it was one of our clients, Marco. It said, Tailgate Buzz. He goes, that's why we love this business. We watch Tailgate Buzz train down. He trains down. He looks like he could be one of the top colts. And then his last month, 5 weeks, he's been ho-hum, kind of so-so. His first start was not impressive. Now, I told you guys, and I know that, when Ridge moved, he thought he was going to get covered up, but he didn't, and it wasn't really Tailgate Buzz's trip, and on and on and on. But really, does he have it? Was he fast enough? Is he just a horse, or is there more in there? Well, I warmed him up yesterday, and I felt he was slipping. I said to Tim, those razor pads, just take those right off. Oh, did I miss my exit here? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think I did. No, all right. Just take those razor pads right off. I'm sure he's slipping. We took the razor pads off, and I hadn't gone with Tailgate Buzz in either qualifier, or a schooler, or his first start. So I can't really say whether it was the razor pads or what it was, but different horse yesterday. Very, very good. And Marco had said, that's why we love this business. It's such a roller coaster. And Tailgate Buzz is the epitome of harness racing's roller coaster, right? Felt like you looked like he was a killer training down, looked awesome. And then as it got to qualifying time, it was saying he looks pretty good. He looks okay. And then we qualified him. 58's pretty good. He's all right. Raced him his first start. It's like, oh, man. Does he suck? Is he no good? No one knows. And then he was out wins yesterday, and oh my God. That is horse racing, and that's why we love it. So, obviously, Tailgate Buzz was fantastic yesterday. And then I told everybody about Spitfire. Just beware. Spitfire's a good horse. And, 55-4 off a 2:02 qualifier. Pretty good mile. Pretty good mile for Spitfire. I think he's got a pretty bright future. Here's the scoreboard. Spitfire Overseas 55-4, Tailgate Buzz 56-2, Crantini 56-4, and by all accounts, the most powerful one doesn't have a flat line yet, and he's going to be racing next Wednesday in the Sire Stakes, and that is Carter Michael Dio. And I don't think even I can argue with James. He is Tailgate Buzz is quick, tenacious. Crantini's strong. Spitfire Overseas, a big, powerful colt. He's still got a lot of learning, race-wise, but Carter Michael Dio is a specimen. He is very powerful. Can we get those wrinkles out of him? I want to believe so. I don't see why we can't. I'm going to train him tomorrow, see what kind of changes we need to or will make with him. And then as far as horse like Enzo, take his blood today. His scope wasn't perfect yesterday. We're going to take his blood today before he gets on the truck, bring him over here, race him in the Stallion Series and see. But I'm no different than you. I'm along for the ride too. I can't make Enzo be the horse that I think and wanted him to be any more than I can make Tailgate Buzz or any of the other horses. But I believe if we give him the opportunity to be the horse we want him to be, he will. And until he isn't, he is in my mind. So, Enzo was kind of flat. Looked like he was in real good shape. Jody had him in a great spot. He just didn't have that pop. Maybe he was a little bit short, too. Maybe. So, Gandalf the Black stole the show last night. He was fantastic. Raced great. Left, sit. just got picked off at the wire. And I got to be honest, it felt a little bit good when Dougie went by James. Is that wrong? Is that wrong? Is that wrong? But Gandalf was awesome. Enzo was not. He was just mediocre. But it's a long year. We're going to see if we can get him in better shape for the rest of the stake season. And what else do we got? And then Olczyk. You know, when you jam a horse up real hard, it's not Austin's fault. He did the best he could. In fact, I'm not so sure he didn't interfere with somebody to get out of the hole, so good for him. But when you jam a horse, when you jam him like that, his airway has to be a little compromised, even a tiny bit. And, you know, when you're dealing with 2-year-old pacing colts that are doing the best they can, you stop them and then ask them to go again, it's not always that easy, right? It's like asking your kid to finish a little harder in the end of that, 1 kilometer race or whatever, half a kilometer race. They're doing all they can. They can just do what they can do. And when it comes to Olczyk, it was pretty obvious to me that the horse did everything he could last night and looked good doing it. Just didn't end up with a great trip. Austin started out great. He had him in a great spot. It just didn't work out. So that was the night, and obviously Spitfire stole the show almost of the entire year. We've been truly blessed with some very talented animals thus far, whether it be Ohio with Swinging Senorita, and then our 2 starts with Una Madonna, or Spitfire Overseas, or Tailgate Buzz, just rattling around in there. We've been very blessed with some of the horses we've had start so far. So we're certainly not perfect, but you think of the year we've had to start with. Still haven't seen Brace for Landing do his stuff. Still haven't seen Carter Michael Dio. Nothing But a Dreamer made a break. I mean, these are some of our better colts that aren't even there yet, and we're already having a great year. So it's a good time to be a part of the stable, I guess. And you guys know as well as I do, it's always worth mentioning. It's not always going to be like this. It's not always going to be win. What goes up does come down, and we are doing the best we can to mitigate the down with the way that we've made changes to our model. I think it should go without saying, but I obviously will say it from time to time. The things that we do and the way that we do them is what you're seeing at play here. And yes, we have some talented horses, and yes, they're in the right classes and they're ready to go and they're in good shape. But that's because of the way we're handling the management of the stable, I believe. I think that it's unequivocal. That's the way it is. So we're going to continue to do what we're doing. We've picked up some new horses with Red Overbach, and I explained why we didn't race him this week. We're going to school him on Tuesday. We picked up a little bit of an unknown, Ian Blue Tesla. We'll see how she does this week. She'll be racing at Northfield Park next Wednesday. We're going to continue to race our horses in the stake races and the overnights. We're going to continue to pick up horses, and we're going to continue to sell horses. And we're going to do it in such a manner as to fit the profile and the model that we have laid out for everybody over the last year. So, with that, should have been a little update about how good the horses raced yesterday and how the horses did last night. But I somehow turned it into a 14-minute video. So if you're having a coffee, you're having a break, you're listening to this, thank you very much. As I always say, none of this good luck would be possible without you. I don't care. The horses are great. Everything is going our way, but without you to allow us to do that, it's not possible. So I say it all the time, and I should say it all the time. Thank you all very much. I appreciate what you do and what you've done, and I hope our good luck continues throughout the summer. Take care, everybody.